welcome to the BeDoKnit podcast. My name is Amy Olson, and this is my podcast where I talk about my knitting. Today's episode is going to feature a finished object, some plans for the fall. I know I talked about some sweater ideas for the fall, but I have some things that I need to wrap up, and also a couple of things that I want to start. So that's what today's episode is going to be about, and I might have a sweaters or cardigans to knit this fall part 2 coming up, but for today's episode it's just going to kind of be a update on what I'm working on and a couple of acquisitions. So all right, so first things first. Dun, 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 dun. This is so fresh off the needles. It is not blocked, and as you can see, the sleeves are a little shorter. I finished my No Frills sweater. So this sweater is from Petite Knit, and it is knit in Cardiff cashmere, the number 517, I believe. Yeah, it is so dreamy, this yarn. Oh my gosh, it's so soft. But anyway, I love this length of a sweater. Like, you know, I run hot, and I don't generally wear a lot of hand knit sweater. It's so funny because I'm a garment knitter. I love knitting garments, but I don't wear a lot of them because I run so hot. And so I think that this sleeve length is going to work really well for me because I just feel like this is going to be a little bit more palatable in terms of wearing it. So anyway, I did a couple of modifications on this one. Obviously the sleeves. I have more yarn. Like, I could have finished it and I could have done longer sleeves, but I feel like I will wear it more with this length of sleeve. So I have just open arms on the bottom, and like I can just be a little cooler. Now, I did do, for the length of this hem, I did do the what it says in the pattern in terms of like how many inches to do. I did not do that on the sleeve. I did a little, I don't know, maybe it was just like 8 rows. I think at first I did 1 inch, and then I went back and did a different bind off because I tried it on and it felt really tight in the cuff area. And I think I even did maybe a stretchy bind off, but I think I did a regular bind off, but I sized up a needle. But even then, it was still too tight. And so what I did is I actually had to cut, because I tried to go back into my bind off. I don't know if it's because it's cashmere or what, but it was sticky, and it was just I could not get my bind off undone. And so I just took a scissors, and I took that bind off, and I just like cut this with the scissors, just cut it off, ripped back until I could, start knitting again. And then instead of 12 rows is what I think I did last time, and I'm not even sure what she asks for in the pattern, but I didn't do whatever it was. So I think at first I did 12 rows of regular bind off, and now I did 8 rows. And then I did an Italian stretchy bind off in 1x1 rib. So it is a shorter little rib section, but I even played around with, should I do I think it's the Cumulus Tee, where it just kind of goes, because when I tried this on and decided to do this length of sleeve, I tried it on when it was about that length, and I really liked just stockinette right up until the elbow. And so I almost wonder, should I have done, I am blanking, I-cord. Should I have just done an I-cord bind off using kind of a bigger needle so it was like a little more stretchy? And I could have done that, and I feel like that's what is going on with the Cumulus Tee. But I just decided to do the rib because there's rib around the collar and the hem. So I did that, and it's good. But yeah, it really needs to be blocked. It's a little bit, like right now, wonky. And I noticed a couple of like, it's not perfect up here at the collar, but you know what? It's stockinette. It's great. It's cashmere. It's soft. It's really beautiful. And I love it. So the length is great right now. Really happy with it. And really happy with the Italian bind off. I don't know if I've done that many times, but it might be my new go-to. Even though it's like a sewn bind off, you know, at the tapestry needle, instead of binding off with needles, like knitting needles, you use a tapestry needle, and it's this like 4-step process. You know, it's like knit off, and then 2 stitches over, purl on, purl a stitch off, go in the back, go through the front. You know, it's just, takes a little bit of finagling, and takes some time. But the finished product, it's just a little more stretchy. I did it down here. I did it on the sleeves, and now I love it. So very happy with this. I was going to potentially wear it, but I'm way too hot. I just walked the dogs and came back in, and I was like, oh no, I'm not wearing that. But one thing, I thought it would be super cute. I bought this Lily Silk. This is the brand. It's called Lily Silk. Oops. And I bought this because Sari Nordland, I saw she bought like this silk skirt, and it has like a little bit of a split up the hem or the side seam. Anyway, I just thought this would be very pretty under here. And I didn't buy it for this outfit, but I thought that would be very pretty. So that could be fun, kind of fun. And in which case, I kind of like having the shorter sleeve. This sleeve is the same, if you noticed, this sleeve is the same as length as Gina's Anders tee. And I loved that sleeve length. When I tried that on, I just thought, I need this tee. And I don't know if I need that same tee, but I need that sleeve length. So I'm excited about this. I hope it blocks out really well. Maybe I'll wear it for the next episode because I love how it turned out. Yeah, it's just a simple raglan sweater. And Petite Knit, her garments just fit well, I think. This fits really, really well. And yeah, it's pretty basic, but it is a DK weight yarn. I'm holding it single. Some people use a fingering and a lace together to get DK and use mohair, but I love this one. This is kind of like Petite Knit's Poppy Tee. I've talked about it before, but she has a tee called the Poppy Tee, and she made it with this exact yarn. And that was what inspired me to use this yarn because I love the color and it's cashmere. So, yeah, I'm glad. And hers, I think the Poppy Tee ends right here, but I just love that elbow length. Might be my new thing. Even my husband, I was like, should I stop the sweater here? I kind of like this length. And he's like, definitely, that's a better look for you. And I was like, oh, thank you. So, yeah, that might be my new sweater length. I know some people like, like a bracelet length or a 3/4 versus like some people really like a long sleeve that goes over their wrist. I don't want it long. I want less wool and fabric on me at all times because I'm always hot. So anyway, that is the No Frills. I've been working on that. If you've been watching this podcast, I've been working on that, I swear, since Knit Together with Kim and Jonna did a knit along. I think I started it in January or February, one of the two. It's been a while. So it was just a really simple stockinette project to have on the needles just on the go. And it was really lightweight and didn't, it was just easy to cart around, and I carted it around in a little Baggu bag. Speaking of Baggu bags, well, I'll get to that in a little bit, but so that is the finished object of the day. It is my only finished object. I am, as some of you know, still working away on my book club cardigan, but actually I put that on hold while I made this. And I did get COVID for the first time in 4.5 years. I am a masker because my husband's high risk, but I did get it. I think I got it at the gym. I do Zumba at the gym. And I think, you know, like when I take off my mask and like slug some water in between numbers. Yeah, I think I got it there. I'm pretty sure. So anyway, that wasn't fun. And it did last for like 2 or 3 weeks. Just like I'm still coughing. And anyway, yeah. So, but it wasn't too bad. Anyway, then I also pulled out of the archives a languishing WIP. And a WIP is a work in progress. I pulled out this languishing WIP, which is knitting. I'm using Knitting for Olive in merino and what is this? The soft silk mohair. So I was making an Oslo hat, also by Petite Knit, by the way. It's kind of a Petite Knit episode all of a sudden. But I pulled this back out because I would really like to get this done. This is as far as I am. But it's an Oslo hat, and I would love to have this for the fall. Yeah, I think these are really pretty together. It's kind of that same, you know, I just finished that tee, which, the Shelly Summer Top. And it's kind of that same kind of colorway that reminds me of Carhartt pants, work pants. But anyway, that I love. And so I'm going to pull that back out of the archives, that languishing WIP, and I'm going to get that done. So that is coming up. And then I was watching Casey's podcast, Young Folk Knits, and I was so inspired to buy this color of yarn. Maybe I already shared this the last episode, but anyway, I bought this Wandering Flock in citrine. Oh, I remember talking about this, but you know, worth another look. Look at that color. Ugh, look at that color with this color. Oh my gosh. So pretty. It's kind of like this chartreusey yellow bright. This is like the end of summer. I'm wearing this dress. This was a dress I bought this summer and never really got a chance to wear it. I think I wore it once when I went out to dinner with Gina. That's it. But yeah. Oh, I feel so sad that summer is coming to a close, but it's always fun when fall comes around and, you know, it's great for knitters. But I do love summer. So I'm excited to make my ranunculus. That's what this is for. A short sleeve, or maybe I'll do this length if I have enough yarn, of a ranunculus in this color. So that is going to be great. And then one of my acquisitions, the yarn is an old acquisition, but this bag is a new one. This is a new Baggu, new to me, and I think just one of the new designs, but it's a Baggu bag, and I love this gingham check. Oh, so cute. With that kind of periwinkle color on the zipper. And then, you know, it always comes in threes. You get 3 size bags when you buy it, but they're just perfect little project bags. And then they kind of are wide at the bottom. And look at this one in black and white with that orange. Oh my gosh. I saw it on the Yarnery and I saw that they had these and I just had to get it. And then here's the little guy. So yeah, it comes in these 3 sizes. Here's the little dude. Perfect for if you're like, need something to carry your jewelry on vacation or makeup or lipstick or a notions pouch. Hello, knitting podcast. This would be a great notions pouch. So anyway, in this bag, the big one, I gotta get my full height on this chair. In this bag is my Knitting for Olive Pure Silk in this colorway. Oh my goodness. And this colorway is called Pure Silk Blood Orange. So yeah, Blood Orange, Pure Silk from Knitting for Olive. And this is going to be my Cumulus Tee, which I am thrilled about. Now, this is, I think, is it lace weight? I'm not totally sure, but it calls for a 3mm needle, which is only 2.5. A 2.5, US 2.5 3mm needle. And this, either fingering or lace weight yarn, that is going to take a minute. So I better get started on this now if I want to wear it next summer. So that is a project that is going to be cast on soon. So there's that. Maybe while I'm making that, I will be able to use my new Twice Sheared Sheep stitch counter. So this is going to be so fun. So when I am counting rows, instead of using a clicker, now I can use my stitch counter and just swap it over onto the needle to count my rows. So that is going to be pretty cool. I usually use stitch markers to count my rows, but I think this is going to be that's going to be awesome. I do want to get, this one only goes up to, this row counter, it only goes up to US 4 needles. So if I want to, I'm working on a project, well, this one was US 6, or what is that? 4mm needle and a US 6, and then I think down to a 3mm and a 2.5 for the ribbing section. And I don't even think, I couldn't find my 2.5, so I did a 1.5 US, which is a 2.5mm. I did that on the sleeve, I think. And I think on this bottom hem, to be honest. But you know what, it worked out. So, or maybe I used actually a 3 on the bottom hem. I just kind of wing it sometimes. You know, it's not exactly what the pattern is, but I'm fine with that. So, because I could not find my 2.5, and I think probably what happened is it's on another project. So, and I didn't know what project because I have so many whips going on. But this row counter is great. But like I said, it goes up to a US size 4 needle that you can use it on. But there's another one that I think goes from 5 to 9 or something like that. US 5 to 9 size needle. So whatever that is, a 3.75 to, or maybe it's even more than that. I don't know. But so I had some fun. I got a gift card at work from my team last year, like last November, and it was kind of like a little self-care thing, and so and it was for my local yarn shop, the Yarnery, and so I finally went over there and made a couple of purchases using that gift card. One of them was another set of Baggu bags. You guys, I'm obsessed. So I now have 4 sets of 3. It's ridiculous, but I absolutely, this is my favorite project bag, these Baggu bags. I don't know, they're just great. So this one I could not resist because I recently bought these stitch markers also. Or I bought the stitch markers at Darn Knit Anyway at the end of July when I was in Stillwater for the boat cruise with my parents, their 60th wedding anniversary. I bought these adorable little, see those? Those little stitch markers of Snoopy and Charlie Brown. So yeah, those stitch markers are adorable. And then this bag is also this Charles Schwartz, Snoopy, Charlie Brown cartoon themed. And so I thought that would be really cute if I had a project and they're using these stitch stoppers, not stitch markers. And then here's the little one, the little bag. Got the kite and the football. And then I love this one. This one's maybe gonna hold my hat, my Petite Knit Oslo hat. Because look at that thing, so cute. So yeah, He's so sweet. So yeah, that was a fun purchase. I got that at the Yarnery, and then because it was a gift card, and I have shorties from ChiaoGoo, but I really love the ChiaoGoo cord. It's just very flexible and awesome. I also use Knitter's Pride, and I do love Knitter's Pride that I purchased at StevenBe. And I've been using those for years, and I love the wood needles, but I've kind of started to really like the metal needles. They just slide really nicely. The knitting slides on them really nice. So anyway, I got this kit from ChiaoGoo. It's a nice bag with a zipper here. Yeah, an interchangeable set. So I had the smaller set, and now I got the US 2 to US 8 size needles. So excited about that. And I think that's about it in terms of acquisitions, but I also saw this at Darn Knit anyway, and I just had to get it. It's so funny. Knitter, not a quitter. Sometimes I'd be on the couch and knitting, and I'd have to rip back again, and I'd just be like, I can't believe it, I gotta rip this back again. My husband's like, why do you knit? Like, it seems like you're always making mistakes and whatever. I'm like, no, this is a good lesson, life lesson. Like, I'm a knitter, not a quitter. You know? It doesn't matter. We make mistakes. We're not paying attention. Use the wrong size needles. I knit a whole, like, in fingering weight. It was a design that I did, a cable knit tee. And I did the whole front in one size needle, and I did the whole back in a different size needle. Why? Because I just wasn't paying attention. It happens, okay? Okay, so you know my book club cardigan that I'm working on. If you are not aware of it, it's Sorry Nordland, the book club cardigan. I just did a cal with a bunch of people. I did not finish. A lot of us didn't finish, but as people are finishing now, they're posting. So I need to find some buttons, and maybe I'll just pop in a photo because it's probably not going to work to show you these buttons, but I really love I have a cream cardigan, and I really love to have tortoiseshell buttons on anything. I just love tortoiseshell. So I got these tortoiseshell buttons that are kind of square. So I'm not sure how that works. Like, do you use the measurement, you know, the vertical measurement or the shorter end? I'm not sure, but I have a backup set as well. It calls for 4 buttons. So, uh-oh. Where is the 4th one? Oh gosh. Did I drop one? No, I upset my dog. Oh no. What did I do with that thing? Very upsetting. Anyway, I will find it, but I'm not sure what I did with that thing. Anyway, so yeah, that's about all I have today. So this is going to be a pretty short episode, but I wanted to show you my No Frills that is fresh off the needles today. I will get the ends woven in and get it blocked, and maybe I'll be wearing it for the next episode. But those are some of my whips and upcoming plans. I still have a penguono, my penguono from Stephen West that I'm working on. I am still working on my half and half triangles wrap. So there are some projects that are in the hopper and some that are already going. So I have some work to do, but it's just so fun to knit and share about my knits. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you did, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.